I guess all of you also need a big congratulations because Polk County is only one of 2 counties in the 7th District that voted for McCain-Palin. So congratulations. I want to take just a couple of moments and talk to you guys about Obama, hope, and change. Now, I know I do. In this last election cycle, we heard a lot about hope and change, didn't we? But Obama didn't do a very good job of explaining what he meant by the concept of hope and change. And it wasn't until this first week in office that the curtain was pulled back and we got a great view of what he means by hope and change. Obama's hope and change means outlawing aggressive interrogation techniques of violent terrorists, right?
Yep.
It means announcing the closing of Guantanamo Bay before we have a place where we're going to put the terrorists.
Yep.
It means lifting the ban on U.S.-funded abortions for people in foreign nations. It means a new era of responsibility. And to show us that new era of responsibility, he's nominated Timothy Geithner as Treasury Secretary. A guy who's failed to pay tens of thousands of dollars in past taxes. This is the guy that's going to run the IRS, who owes back taxes. This new era is also bringing us Eric Holder as Attorney General. He's the guy that orchestrated the pardon of 16 Puerto Rican terrorists that are responsible for 130 bombings and the murder of innocent Americans. He orchestrated the pardon. But my favorite here, and maybe you guys haven't heard as much about this one, he's my favorite Obama employee. He's the White House Chief Legal Counsel, Greg Craig. Now, Mr. Craig has a lengthy list of accomplishments, but my favorite are his defense of the would-be Ronald Reagan assassin, John Hinckley. He defended Bill Clinton in the impeachment process. He defended Kofi Annan in the oil for food scandal. He defended William Kennedy Smith, Ted Kennedy's nephew, in his rape trial. But best of all, he advocated to the U.S. government on behalf of a Panamanian politician who was a rabid anti-American Panamanian politician who was indicted in America for murdering a U.S. soldier, shot him 20 times in cold blood when that soldier was down stationed in Panama. Now, that's what I call hope and change, isn't it? That's amazing. And now we have an $825 billion bailout proposal by Obama. And I guess when we talk about bailouts, I've got to mention our favorite son in the 7th District, Dave Obey. Dave Obey was bragging about rewriting the bill for the $700 billion TARP bailout that took place last year. A bill that had no oversight and it had no mechanism to determine how or where that money was being spent. And that's compliments of Dave Obey. In one of the debates with Dan Milkey, he was bragging about how he rewrote that bill. And right now, Obey's drafting the House version of that $825 billion, in quotes, stimulus package. And I think he's using the same sales techniques for that $825 billion as he used for the $700 billion. And I kind of call it the Chicken Little sales technique, where he's out there screaming to the American people that the economic sky is falling, and if we don't pass this package right now, there's going to be massive economic gloom and doom. So there's no time to review, there's no time to reflect, there's no time to debate. It has to be passed right now. And I think they're in the process now of giving Congress a day and a half to 2 days to review this massive spending bill before they have to vote on it, which is completely ridiculous. You can't review $1 billion in spending, let alone $825 billion. This is great transparency of the Democrat Party. I think now that we're in this 1 week into office, we have the definition of what the Democrats believe hope and change is. But what does that mean for us Republicans as we're going to move forward in the next couple of years? I think it means that we have to rediscover our conservative principles. And I think we have to use those conservative principles to draft proposals and ideas on how we're going to meet these daunting challenges that we face as Americans. Ideas and principles that rely on the ingenuity and entrepreneurship of the American worker, not large government programs and social re-engineering. And over the next year, I think, we're going to see a lot more of the Republican response to the Democrats. And when that happens, I think the American voter is going to look at the two proposals, and they're again going to yearn and pine for good conservative Republican ideas and leadership. And I think we have to be ready for it. The tide is going to change, and we have to be prepared to capitalize on it. And it's websites, and it's Twitter, and it's gathering like this. It's reaching out with coalitions, reaching out with our ideas and principles in the paper. And when we do that, I think we're going to capitalize on it. I think we're going to win elections in Wisconsin and in Washington, D.C. And it's going to be another proud day to be a conservative Republican in Wisconsin again. And as the chair of the 7th District, I'm excited about working with all of you, working with Dick, working with Bill Johnson at the state party level. And with all of us together, we can turn this thing around and be a party of leaders again. So thank you guys for the invitation to come and hang out. What a great crowd you guys have. So thank you.